in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, this isn't iCarly, but I wish it was. I want to dedicate a video to this series because it stuck with me in my childhood, and maybe part of this series influenced me to open this channel. I like to believe that this is like iCarly, just without Sam and without Freddie and without the comedy. That was not a good example. I like iCarly, that's the point. I rewatched this series because I wanted to watch the reboot, but I start to analyze everything as usual, and I think there are a lot of important issues. Some might say that this series is problematic. It has jokes that nowadays maybe are not acceptable. It's more problematic because of the director, but I will ignore that for today because I want to focus on other topics. I want to clarify that by making this video, I am not justifying this director. To start, I think it's a good idea if we remember a little bit about the main characters. For me, they are really complex, but I think each character is important. We have Carly, she's smart, there are parts that you can see her as naive, but there are parts of the series where Carly shows the wild side of her. Something that we have to remember is that she grew up with her brother and she is really mature for her age. Sam is Carly's best friend, she likes to get into troubles and she have bad behavior and she does whatever she wants to do. She's also violent. There are a lot of bullying. A lot of people say that she is the most problematic. In my opinion, like, you don't have to have a perfect character. I think it's good to have flaws in the characters just for the story. We also have Freddie, and he's smart, and I see Freddie as lovable. He goes from being shy to a very confident person. So I have a question here. Do you think that people that are behind the camera are treated like that now? I think we continue putting like the appreciation on the things that are happening in front of the camera, but not behind the camera. We also have Spencer, that's the Carly's brother. He was in law school for 3 days. He is risk taker, he's outspoken, he takes care also of his sister, even though he is constantly setting fires, and of course he's an artist. And we have Gibby, his personality is unique. There is no way to describe him completely. He is Gibby and that's all. Thibaut, he's an entrepreneur. Whatever he wants to sell, he usually puts on a stick. And we have Lewbert, who gets irritated and stressed quickly. We have Nevel, who is the villain of the show. And we have Freddie's mom, that I think this character is really iconic. And we have the principal, Franklin, who wouldn't have liked to have him as the head of the school. Internet in general changed the way we live. Some problems have disappeared, but some others have appeared behind the computer. We can say whatever we want, we can comment in any content we want. Nevel started writing in his blog. He was an influencer too. Nowadays, like, we have YouTubers, commentary channels. There are people who just comment like in a constructive way, but there are also people who try to destroy the person too. There is no better fan than a hater, since they are dedicated to seek all the negative of the person, especially through social media. The comments that they make are more for destroying the person. Nevel uses his platform to talk about iCarly. It seems like it's his main purpose of life, to destroying iCarly. Brands have seen how influencers promote really well the products and the services because they have a connection with their audience, but you also have a responsibility as an influencer that is researching. Many people promote like everything. It affects not only the people that are following the influencer, but also the reputation of the person. In iCarly, we see the promotion of technological sport shoes, and we can see how this generates that the followers of iCarly start to cancel them because of how affected they were with the products. And I really like how they got out of the situation, like bringing this sarcasm to the audience. They show how bad their products were, and influencers have the power. And there is another example from iCarly where they influence the voting of one of the singing contestants of a show. Then they managed the situation also to get the other contests canceled because of the way he was and how bad he was, and they can decide if they want to use it for constructing or for destruction. There is an episode where Fred, a YouTuber who was well known in the early days of YouTube, Freddie said that he didn't like Fred content, so a lot of people were saying how iCarly destroyed Fred. Nowadays, there are a lot of controversy and a lot of views in controversy, and sometimes I just ask myself, is this really real or isn't it a strategy? Because maybe it's a strategy. We don't really know. Being on the internet is risky. It doesn't matter if you are a famous person or if you're not a famous person. There are a lot of people who can obsess with you and create an image of you based off your pictures in Instagram. So they can investigate you, they can look for your vacation and then find you. It's risky, and that's why you shouldn't be putting personal information in social media. Famous people are more at risk. We can see several fans and crazy fans rushing to touch them. We see Mandy, who is little and follows them everywhere, sneaks into their houses at night to spend time with them, which is disturbing. Imagine that happening to you. That's really scary. They show the toxic chemics, they show the way people can be working, cheap labor, even kids working, inhuman treatment, and we have people working without resting. All the environment is toxic. In my opinion, they managed really well to show that topic. And I was thinking in explaining the topic, but I think the images show very well the problem. And the only thing that I can add is that you can research which brands are fast fashion. Stop buying that. They show pretty well how kids are growing, they're educated by media, TV, and games in general. There's also this addiction to technology. I think most of them have fallen into this problem. And seconds later, we see the addiction of sugar. It's sad, because sugar can generate obesity, cavities, acne, diabetes. And this thing that I wanted to add is not really about addiction, but it's about the part that the brother of Gibby is reading a book. I know it's a parody, but it made me really think what are we reading? What are we watching? Why are we watching this? Why are we consuming this? But in general, we should be asking ourselves, what are we putting in our brains? We grew up with a lot of insecurities thanks to media. It's we are waiting to glow up, to have a makeover, so we can be appreciated. Spencer managed the situation, saying the girl maybe it's your personality. And maybe it's not the best way to saying it. It was comedy, but kids are really thinking that after the glow up, people get accepted, people have boyfriends. I don't know. Maybe we are not now watching it in a TV show, but we are seeing this thing also in blogs. Kids shouldn't be thinking in doing exercise to look in a certain way. You shouldn't say anything about a person's body. If they are kids, it's worse. It's so hard to take it out of our minds. It's not really necessary to comment those things. And I am not really a fan of One Direction, but they put a song where they sing "What Makes You Beautiful." It's a beautiful way of ending the episode. We watch a lot of things. We are surrounded of media. If we want to watch something, what can we take from that? There are more good things or there are more bad things that can affect our brains. Everybody has their interpretation, and I would love to know your perspective on what you could see in the series that maybe I couldn't see.